Ciao YouTube, I'm Venom and you can visit the Total War Shogun 2 battle where I had, and my army is composed by 3 units of archers, and they are, I believe, all Boashigaru. Yeah, they are my veteran Boashigaru. I have 3 units of Yashigaru, one of which is my veteran unit. I have 3 units of Katana Samurai, all veterans, and my general. This is, I believe, pretty much everything. Oh no, I also had a unit of fire rockets. And my opponent has a pretty strange army, because you can see his army is composed only by Yashigaru and Boashigaru, many of those Boashigaru veterans. He has a grand total of, I believe, 1, 2, 3, well let me count it out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of archers, and I believe 8 units of spearmen, yeah. And plus his general, of course. So basically my opponent has a very unbalanced army with an archer spam and some lots of spearmen, but he has no cavalry and no sword units, while my army is more balanced. So I rush forward and capture this 2 strategic building. This is a sword dojo and this is a shrine. And both these buildings are fundamental to my strategy. One opponent is rushing in the other building, which is a workshop, increases armor and melee defense. But this was a mistake on his part. He should have really rushed these 2 buildings, because their bonuses are kind of a counter against his strategy, because the sword dojo increases my melee attack, and this is kind of counteracted by his workshop, but still it gives me the advantage in melee, which is what I need. And this shrine increases my unit's morale, and this is extremely important for me, because since I am outnumbered in the archers department, I will need to rush forward with my melee units, and morale bonus will help me not to lose my units under fire. So, well, my opponent, however, had chosen a pretty good position, because you can see is on this island in the middle of a river, and that will force me, if I want to reach him, to go through the river, and we will slow my units down. So my opponent got this right, because slow down units would be easy targets for his archers. And so at present I'm just capturing these 2 buildings, and for some reason in the replays the capturing is not shown. As you can see, there's no flag above them, but from a minimap you can see that I capture one of them already. No, 2 of them, sorry. I captured 2 of them already. And oh yeah, I positioned my rocket troops, my fire rockets, and these guys look kind of cool with those kind of muskets. And now my opponent was moving. I don't really know why. He is moving to the other side of the river. And this is, I believe, a moment when I start firing. No, I'm moving my rockets for some reason. Yeah, I'm moving back now, because that really made no sense. And now I believe I'm gonna start fire. Yeah, you can see the commander fires first, and then the others follow. And shooting in a big mob of troops is the best way to use the rockets, because we can deal more damage. In fact, as you can see, they didn't do lots of damage. I believe in total they kill like 12 units. No, more than that actually. Let's say 20 units. With that volley spread out for various units. But the nice thing about rockets is that they damage morale. So, especially against an army of Lashigaru like my opponents, they are kinda useful. And plus, they are the only siege unit that you can move. Look at this big mob of Ashigaru, it's really a big army. I was kinda scared. Let's give a look at these veteran archers. Kinda cool. Shigaru, well, they're not so nice. I mean, we have these red uniforms, but I prefer the archers. Well, by the way, as you can notice, even with medium units and textured details, these guys look kinda cool, and plus my frame rate is slightly improved. In fact, I was kinda wrong when I said that this game is as heavy or even lighter than Napoleon. It's probably slightly heavier. But there's a strange thing with my system in this game, because sometimes it looks much heavier than it really is, and I don't know why. I mean, there's nothing that could make me suspect it's something is happening. But still, as you can see here, I'm basically moving forward with everything I have. I am sending my melee troops first, and I have all of them with open formations so that I'm less vulnerable to his archers. I still took some pretty heavy losses, but my opponent was using the auto fire, and so he's targeting my Yari Shigaru, which is a pretty big mistake because he's letting my Katana Samurai just go. As you can see, I lost this unit of Yari Shigaru, but I'm not really preoccupied. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you that I had 2 veteran units of Yari Cavalry here. As you can see now, my samurai attacking a column. I did not choose that formation, and it's based even didn't spontaneously. And as you can see, his Yari Shigaru are really no match for my Katana guys. And I'm also firing some rockets at these guys. I was actually aiming at his general, but yeah, and I think I hit him actually. Let's look at the melee. As you can see, Yari Shigaru in the background are already wavering. Yes, my Katana Samurai. I use the standard fight ability with my general to boost my stats. Here is our Yari Shigaru waving as well. I am moving my Yari Cav to the back of these guys, and I keep bombarding them with my rockets. So as you can see, his Yari Shigaru are almost gone. My Yari Shigaru are almost gone as well, but I have lots of elite sword units, and they are veterans, so they can just go right through all of these guys. And for some reason I keep them still under 5. I don't know why. And here I got a charge at his archers. He says in his Yari Shigaru, and I tried to retreat, but unfortunately I was surrounded, so this guy's just standing in that melee, but that's not really important because oh, and he sent his Yari Shigaru forward, but luckily my general's bodyguard is mounted in a sword unit, so they can resist, and plus I was targeting them with my arrows. And yeah, I don't know what it was. I was targeting his archers probably. He sent in his guys, but then he dismounted them. Sorry, I sent them back. And he's going to try to help his other units, but it's too late. As you can see, lots of his flags are blinking. My opponent's technique was extremely risky because he had a lot of archers and was almost invulnerable against cavalry, but he was extremely vulnerable to morale damage, and he had artillery and 2 sword units, and he had 3 of them veterans. So it was a kind of a noob technique, not to be offensive, but I mean, it's like all cavalry armies, but they don't really work. They can work against an unprepared opponent, but yes, someone who knows even slightly the game, it really cannot work. And so this is the end of the battle. I hope you enjoyed this video. It tells you how a balanced army can be really risky, and totally unbalanced army like this one can be absolutely unusable. And in fact, I believe my opponent didn't even... He probably was used to play against people slightly less experienced, which doesn't mean less good than me, because he kept still, and he didn't use his archers actually, because he just let them choose the targets with the auto fire mode, and so he basically targeting my spear units, and my sword units were able to come to the melee almost untouched, and therefore they completely annihilated his spear guys. In any case, good game to my opponent, and thank you for watching. Ciao ragazzi!